So what we're going to do today, we're going to use the pencil tool to trace off this insect. In the past we've used the pen tool, and recently we've discovered that we can use the pencil tool to do some interesting things too. So I've already placed an image that I'm going to use, and you can see I've got in a layer there. So I'm going to lock this layer down because I don't want to really touch it. I'm going to create a new layer, and on this new layer I'm going to be using the pencil tool, and you can find the pencil tool either by pressing N on your keyboard, or you can just find it there. So I just want to go in a little bit closer. You can see it's pixelated, but it doesn't matter because I just want to draw bits and pieces. If you double click on the pencil tool, you can change the accuracy. You can make it, sort of draw exactly what you're drawing. I'm using a mouse to do this, but equally it will work on a trackpad. Or if you want to make it really smooth, you take it all the way to the top, but I sort of tend to work in that area. Okay, so first things first, I'm just going to draw, I'm going to draw this leg. So the beauty of this is I suppose I can, you can see now it's disappeared. We need to sort of change that round. If I select that object, it's still there. We don't want the fill on it. Okay, basically what I'm going to do is create a series of overlapping shapes with the pencil tool. So it really doesn't matter. You don't have to follow it perfectly. This is your insect. You can make this insect in whatever way that you want to make it. I'm putting these overlapping shapes so that I can decide whether I want that to be one leg or I want it to be, or I want it to put clipping masks eventually into separate parts, but I haven't decided that yet. What I'm going to be doing is drawing the entire left-hand side. And you can see I'm not being particularly exact. I'm sort of making up what I'm doing, really. I'm just trying to get this done. So obviously, I think if you've got a mouse, this might be easier, but then I know my son much prefers to draw with a trackpad, which I find really strange. But I've tried him with a graphics tablet, but he prefers to use his trackpad. I think it's just because I'm old. Okay, so a few more things. So I will have all my legs done. And you can see we've got some weird and wonderful things happening. And some of these I will turn into one shape, and so on. So the next thing now, I'm going to start doing the head, and I'm only going to draw half of this. I'm not going to, because I want to reflect the object later. So I'm just going to draw half. Draw the eye, and what I'm going to do is just make my screen a little bit smaller, and again I'm going to draw this overall shape. I'm going to do like the entire outline. Like so. Going a little bit closer, and I'm going to draw this part. And I'm going to draw this element. So I'm not too worried about overlapping shapes because I'm going to try and join them. And this insect, I've actually chosen quite a complicated insect to draw, but that's me. and you know, it'll take a time for me to work out exactly what I'm doing here, but it's okay. It's part of the beauty of doing your own design work. And this is the last thing, I think. And you can see it's not perfect, but it's fine for what we need. So I've got half my insect. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch off. If you go to the layers palette, toggle the visibility off, and you can see I've got like quite a more organic looking drawing. What I want to do is I'm going to take the legs and I want to make them one object. So the way that I'm going to do that is I've got the selection tool. I'm going to select the two elements. Actually, what I'm going to do is turn them into no stroke, just fill, and then I'm going to use the Pathfinder tool to unite them. So that's one shape now. So again, if I select these two and select this one, and I'm going to turn it around so it's just fill and no stroke, and then I'm going to hit the unite button on the Pathfinder tool, and I'm going to repeat that process over and over. Alright, this must not be a closed shape then if I can't. Oh, it is. There you go. So I'm selecting those three elements, hit unite, and I'm going to do the same here. Flip them all around, hit unite. Bob's around, the bills around. It's done. Okay, so we've got like all these different shapes here. I want the eye to be separate to the head, so the head is going to be one shape. And quite happy to just flip that black. The eye is one shape, and I'm going to flip that black. I've got this overall outline, which is going to be black. And now it sort of feels a little bit complicated now. We can't see what's going on. But it's not the end of the world. What we can do is we can put a stroke on things, so I could select everything within the body, and so I'm just selecting everything, and I'm just going to flip them around so that you can see the outlines there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to select everything, and we're going to go to Object, Transform, Reflect. And in the Reflect dialog box, as always, we want vertical, and we hit Copy. And all we're going to do is drag that over, and as soon as you start dragging, hit the Shift button to constrain it, and there we've got like this proto bug thing happening. So it sort of looks funky. We just need to start joining some of these elements together now. So I'm going to say this piece and this piece, this is the background piece. We're going to join that, so we're going to unite that one. I'm going to send it to the back, so you can arrange it center back there, or you can arrange in the quick actions, center back. There are shortcuts you can use as well. I'm going to take this piece and this piece. I'm going to join them. So unite. And then I'm going to take this piece and this piece and go into unite. And then I've got this piece and this piece, which is a little bit weird. We've got that strange tail at the bottom, but I don't mind. So there we go. We've got that sort of thing. There seems to be another shape there. Yeah, there is. So there must be another one under here somewhere. So what I'm going to do is send that to the back for a minute, and I'm going to try to join these two pieces together. There you go. Let's give this one Object, Arrange, Print to Front. Don't know what this piece is. So we've got something there. That's our back piece. So all I'm going to do, just going to draw a box over the top of that, and then select them both, unite. So that's going to be my back piece. Object, arrange, center back. So we've got all these elements, and we can see what's going on here just because we've got an outline on it, and obviously we don't want the outline there, but we know that there are separate shapes there. So I'm just going to switch the outline. I'm going to select everything, and for the outline I'm going to switch them all off, and you can still see there's quite a few shapes there, but they're all overlapping one another. And there we have it. We've got our bug. So we've got our completed bug. And what we want to do is, there's our image. I'm going to delete that. We don't need that anymore. And let's go to my next artboard. You can see here are some of the others I made. So in today's lesson, I'd like you to try and create some bugs like this. That would be absolutely awesome. 4 should be enough. Don't really need to do more than that. So if you can get 4 interesting looking bugs like this, that would be awesome. If you want to experiment with adding clipping masks to these, you can. But I would consider that when you do a clipping mask, think about that they're all still separate shapes. So like the wings on the carapace on the back, they're probably going to be separate, like so, but the body itself will be sort of less so. Okay, so there's no compunction on you to clip images into them today, but if you can get 4 insects done, that would be awesome.